Welcome. This your boy Mufasa from the Khaotic Clubhouse, and we're gonna do a chaotic news flash real quick about Biden's CBP One Program versus Trump immigration policy. A lot of you guys might not know what this CBP One Program is, but guess what? Your boy is here to let you know what it is, and your boy is also to let you know that it's on its way out. It's on its way out. Trump immigration policy is on its way in, and we're going to take a look at some of the people that's a little nervous about what's to come, right? So we're going to get right into it. We ain't going to waste no time. Here we go.
Hundreds of miles south of the border in Mexico, a caravan of migrants chanting, "We are not criminals," is rushing to make it to the U.S.-Mexico border before the Trump administration is sworn in. Many carrying their belongings in plastic bags and on their backs, and already starting to voice their fears about not being able to cross into the United States come January. "I think it will be much more complicated now," says this man who's traveling from Venezuela.
It's supposed to be complicated, sir. You're not just supposed to walk into a country. But anyway, I know.
Now we are thinking about finding a way to get through before Trump takes the presidency. DHS officials telling NBC News that they have not yet seen a surge
Look at all them people, man. How they going to say they ain't seen a surge yet?
in migrants heading to the United States, but that they want CBP and ICE officials to be prepared.
One of the first calls I'm going to make is to Mexico. You stop letting people come in through our border.
Trump now vowing to deport millions of undocumented migrants, saying his plan has, quote, "no price tag." He's also threatening to impose a tariff of 25% on Mexican imports unless Mexico's government curbs what he describes as an onslaught of immigration.
Now, something has to be done. Mexico has to do something. Mexico has to get some skin in the game. They're going to have to do something here. I understand Trump's policy of saying, hey, y'all going to have to curb this somehow. You can't just watch a caravan. Look at the screen here. You can't just watch a caravan of people passing through your country, heading to our border, and you just saying, nothing to see here, nothing to see my ass. Ready to tax that ass, tear whatever. I don't know what you do, but a penalty has to be enforced. And you can't just say, oh, well, we can't do that because no bullshit. You don't want to. Tell the truth. You don't want to. It's okay to just say we don't want to do it. Come on now.
Those promises now creating uncertainty and anxiety among migrants making the taxing journey. This caravan, which set off with nearly 3,000 people on Election Day, has dwindled to just about half of its original size, according to Reuters. This man from Venezuela saying now that Trump has won, he doesn't know what to do, but returning to Venezuela for him is like being shot in the head.
I apologize, Poppy, but see, we didn't say you had to return to Venezuela, Poppy. You can stop to a lot of countries along the way. Nobody said you had to stay in Venezuela. All right, Poppy, look, you can stop. It's a lot of countries in between Venezuela and the United States. You don't have to do it, sir. Guess what? You can decide that, hey, you know what? I'm going to stop here. 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 That's where I'm going to stop at. You can decide to stop in Mexico. But for some reason, that ain't an option, huh, Poppy? I get it. Come on, man. We got to do better than that. You need a better excuse than that.
Migrants in Mexican border cities waiting for legal entry through the CBP One program now also worried their plans might be upended. Some, like this woman, are anxious that the appointments they've waited months for under the CBP One program could be canceled.
Él inició la conversación felicitándome.
On Friday, Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum saying she had a, quote, very friendly phone call with Trump in which they congratulated each other's presidential wins and said there will be time in the future to discuss the border issue. Time that many migrants now fear is running out for them.
Better believe it's running out. It's a change of regime, people. This is what happens when you change regimes. Okay? Guess what? The old policies out, new policies in. All right. You got about a month left. I think less than a month now. He takes office, I think it's around mid-January, January 20th. It is down to December 26th, folks. I suggest you get a move on it. Because one thing we do know with the change of regime, there will be policy changes. A lot of us didn't even know this policy even existed. CBP One, the program. CBP One. It's an interesting program that we probably should know about it. We probably should have been on it a long time before now, but your boy got you covered now.
Okay, Ellison Barber joins us now in studio. So, Ellison, going back to that CBP One app that you mentioned, this is something the Biden administration set up. Has the Trump administration or the Trump team said anything yet about what they're going to do with that?
So it's interesting because they obviously spend so much time talking about their plans as it relates to the U.S.-Mexico border. But in terms of comments about CBP One in particular, really not a lot of detailed comments from Donald Trump himself. However, back in mid-September, we did find where he mentioned CBP One in a post on X and Truth Social. He said in part this, quote, "We will stop all migrant flights, end all illegal entries, terminate the Kamala phone app for smuggling illegals," put in parentheses there, CBP One app.
Oh, so Trump calls it the Kamala app for smuggling illegals. Now, we do know that Kamala Harris was in charge of that border down there. So she's going to get the blame for the app. You already know that whether it was her idea or not, you take responsibility. You was the head, NIC. You got to take responsibility for that. So Kamala, yeah, Donald kind of was, it looked like he was running against that. All right. The CBP app, CBP One app, right? And he says in this tweet, which Donald Trump, like I said, he tweets a lot of stuff, but he says in this tweet, we terminating that app. So since he says it, the migrants have heard, and now they're marching their way north. They got less than a month to get here. I hope, you got less than a month to get here and be seen by these people. And trust me, I know that the applicants are flooded. Now they're scared they're not going to even be able to be seen. But is this a program that should have been in place in the first place? That's up to you guys to decide.
And then he went on to list a couple of other things. So he talked about it.
And that can be kind of chaotic because people are in the queue already.
People are in the queue. And what he hasn't said, which is what's making so many people panic, he's made this comment saying, I would terminate that app, but hasn't said when that would happen, hasn't said how or how it would fit into his broader immigration policies moving forward. And that's part of why so many people are like, we don't know what's going to happen next, but you said you might get rid of this. Even if it was in that one post, it's leading to a lot of additional questions.
And I'm sure we'll learn in January as soon as he takes office. Ellison, we thank you for this.
Thanks for watching.
So another question on y'all, what do y'all think Trump's gonna do? We got a good idea what he's gonna do. But do we know? Not necessarily. We don't know necessarily right yet, right? We don't know necessarily what he's gonna do, but we know he's gonna do something, right? We know Trump's immigration policy will be different than Joe Biden's. We understand that. And we know that immigration policy in CBP One, in which Biden come up with, is in severe danger when Trump takes office. So we understand why the migrants are moving toward the border, but that just illuminates that we have a border crisis to begin with, right? We have a border crisis to begin with. All right. And so what in the world about this CBP One program? What's going on? Look, the program has issued something to make it a little bit easier to access. Now I know a lot of y'all thinking, like, is it a number you call, or you call, you set up an appointment? Oh no, they make these appointments very easy. They actually have an app. Yes, I said it. CBP One app. That's what they have. They have an app there. And guess what? Everybody has these Android phones. You can keep your phone on the way. Now, of course, they won't show that with the caravan people that was coming up through Mexico. But I'm telling you, there's a lot of cell phones in that group. And don't think it ain't cell phone towers. They're going to be somewhere where they can get cell phone service. Right? Therefore, they can get the CBP One app. They can get the app and see what it does. And this is what you do, and you get it, and you say, hey, I want to sign up. But you know what? Why am I explaining it to you? I explain it who will do it a lot better than me.
Vice presidential debate last night, I was curious just how easy that CBP One app was to use. So I downloaded it. So once you create an account from the main page, you just have to choose if you're the smuggler or the smugglee. Then you just got to fill in basic info, first name, last name, all the basics. I don't know my gender yet. I'm still figuring that out. Now it's time to take a selfie, and passport or any identification is also optional. Then it asks you which state you're headed to. I said I didn't know the address. I didn't know the city. I just chose California, and then I added the first zip code that Google gave me for California. And that's it. I'm good to go. It does let you choose between
Hold on, man. Look, that picture wanted him. He just gave the state first zip code that Google gave him. This seems like a pretty easy app to get through. Should we be? What y'all think?
8 different bridges to meet under. I chose the Eagle Pass Bridge to meet under. I just have to wait until noon, so a couple more hours to actually make my appointment. Now I know what you're saying. That's not you. That's Carlos Mencia.
Yeah, obviously that's not you. But they gonna upload. You can just upload a picture. Not to upload no picture of no white man walking through there. Yeah, this is me right here. I'm coming through. This app seems a little too easy to use. I don't know. Am I tripping?
See ya. Correct. I was just trying to show you how easy it was to register. I'm just a white dude from Michigan. This took me 5 minutes. Someone who really wants to get into this country, get temporary asylum with open-ended expiration dates, they'll just use their own picture. I said I have no documentation, I have no ID, no passport, no license. There is no way to cross-check who I say I am with who I really am. All they go off of is the picture that you see.
Wow. That's what I'm saying. Pay attention to what you got going here. This CBP app has to be the easiest thing to use because they have to make it so that people who can't really speak English or not really that literate be able to use it. Therefore, oh man, you can get over on this thing. You can get over on it. It's a thing. This policy has been in place for 3 to 4 years, folks. Come on. This policy has been in place for 3 to 4 years, man. What are we going to do? But hey, chaotic news flash. I just let you know a little bit about Biden's CBP One program and how the Trump immigration policy coming in a month or so is going to affect it. Right? Yeah, I had to tell you what's going on, man. Y'all had to get it from your boy, man, because, man. But, hey, man, look, I done told you I need to told you. Man, hey, get your ass out of here before I check.
Yeah, that's right.
Back up a taste? Just a taste. Just give me some room. Hey. Okay, the door's going to slam about now.